Okay, so today we are going to do a pod review on this plant right here, and this is called the Topepo Rosso Pepper. So we got a couple ready, and we're going to pick them because I need to get them off of here because I got other big, large ones coming in. And some of these have actually been on here a little bit too long, like this one. Not even sure if that's edible anymore. So we got that one. And we got one down here we got to pick. Nice big healthy peppers. Wow, that one snapped right off. That was easy. That one's got some insect chew holes in there, so I'm not sure if this one is shot because of that. That very well could be no good no more. I don't know what insect it is that's doing this, but it's doing a lot of damage, and it only does it to my pepper plants, so I'm not sure which one it is, but it's really causing a lot of problems. So, and the thing is, if I was able to identify what it was, I'd be able to try to deal with it, but because I don't know what it is, I can't deal with it. I can't, there's no way to fix the problem. I never catch them in the act, so I don't know what insect is actually chewing holes in my peppers like that, but they are causing quite a bit of damage to my peppers around my garden. So here's one. Well, it's a little dark on one side. That might be because there's no sunlight, or it's because the insects bit it, but there it is. And then I will show you the other one right here. Now, I don't believe this one was bitten, but this one is well ripe and is ready to go. Look at all the cracking on that thing. I'm not sure if that's because I'm watering it and it slightly gets cracks, but that's a lot of corking on there. They call that corking or cracking, and the skin gets very corked or cracked. And I didn't know this pepper does this, so unusual, but that's it right there. Give a couple of different angles of it. Let you see which side you like the best. Show you the bottom. Now normally these are fully round. These got a little weird shaped, but that's fine. It is what it is. Now as far as I know, this is a sweet pepper, but it might have some heat, so you never know these days. Let me turn you around and we'll give it a go. Alright guys, here we are. We are going to do a pod review today on this pepper right here, and that is called the Topepo Rosso Pepper. I'm not sure what country it's from offhand, but all those details will be in the description. But that's it. You can really see a lot of corking or cracking on there. Really cool. That doesn't mean the pepper's bad at all. Some peppers do that. Actually, all peppers have the capability of doing this, but some are really known to do this every single time, and it's a very unique feature to some peppers. I don't believe this is one of them, but if you leave it on there long enough like I did, it'll probably start to look like that. Gets a spider web look to it. Alright, so let's give it a bite and see what it tastes like. Well, the bad news with that one is it got a little bit of funkiness on the bottom, so I'm not eating that side. The other side might be edible, so we'll try that one. So I could take a little bite off of it. I'm not going to eat the rest of it. Looks like a bug must have got in there and did damage. It's been doing a lot of damage to a lot of my peppers this year, so let's see what that tastes like. Very delicious. It's very sweet. It's very peppery flavor. It tastes a lot like a red ripe bell pepper, but it's very sweet and very rich in flavor. It's a very, very nice pepper. You could literally eat these things like you would eat apples. It's just an absolutely delicious pepper. No heat on it, and it's very thick-walled. These peppers tend to get very hard. They're very hard like an apple. They're not the thin-walled little thing. You can squeeze it and all. This is thick and hard like an apple. You can probably throw it like an apple. You know, if you throw an apple at a wall, it's going to break the wall, right? Well, this will probably do the same thing. It's very thick and heavy and hard, so it's a very meaty type of pepper. Now, as far as the taste goes, like I said, it was very It was just very sweet, and there's no bitterness on it at all. It tastes a lot like a red bell pepper. No heat on it, though I do feel a little something on my mouth, but that could be from earlier because I just recently did a pod review earlier on a hot pepper, so maybe there's just still a little left on my lips. But so far in general, I didn't pick up any heat from it, and it's a delicious pepper. Now, what can you use these for? You could probably really get away with using these for pickling. This looks like a really good pickling type pepper, but it also looks like a good stuffing pepper. Now, some of these peppers can get quite large. They can get as big as an apple. So that would really make a good stuffing pepper, mainly because the wall thickness is so thick on it. You can really cook these for a while on a grill. And because of that reason, it makes a really good stuffing pepper. So you could use it for that. You can use it in salads. You can definitely use it for frying, and any kind of meats would go really good with that. You can pretty much use it really any way you can use a regular red ripe bell pepper. It's pretty much not the same thing, but it's pretty much the same purpose for that type of pepper. But it really is a delicious pepper. Now, I do got the other one here. Maybe I'll try and take a bite off of that for you. Hopefully it's doesn't have any bug damage to it. Let's see what that tastes like. Appears to be all right. Absolutely delicious. It's very hard. It's a very hard pepper. It's very chewy. Skins break up with the flesh very easily. Very crunchy. Extremely crunchy, really. Let me take another bite and I'll show you the wall thickness. It's very thick and hard type of pepper. It's not a soft, loose pepper. So as you can see, over here, the wall thickness is really thick on it. Top part of the pepper looked like it kind of started dying off. That could be because of all the rain we got. And yes, peppers do get blossom end rot. That could be a result of that. It's not bug damage, so it has nothing to do with it. It just looks like it started to get, it looks like blossom end rot started setting in. But as you can see though, the wall thickness on that is really nice. A really thick wall. There we go. Really thick wall, very delicious. So I get a lot of people that come to my website and they buy the pimento pepper, and sometimes they'll message me back like, is it supposed to only produce like 3 peppers on a plant? And a lot of times I'll tell them, yeah, they're generally not a large, heavy producing plant, so you should get anywhere between 6 and 12 on a plant, but sometimes you only get about 3 peppers. It really depends on the season, how you're growing it. So I like to give people alternatives when they're looking for something like a pimento pepper or a sheep nose pepper, any of those kind of peppers. This is a good alternative to it because this reminds me a lot of like a sheep nose pepper. It's very thick, very hardy. And this is a little bit better of a producer than the standard sheep nose or pimentos peppers. Now, I love pimento peppers. It's just you have to grow a lot of plants to get any kind of, really any significant harvest from it, any kind of a real good yield. And it's like a lot of people who want to grow peppers for production don't really want to play games with that. You know, they want to grow a plant and they want to get a dozen peppers per plant. So they grow a dozen plants. You can do your math on it. Generally with pimentos or sheep nose peppers, it's hard to do your math on them because one plant might produce 3 peppers. Another plant might produce 6 or 7 or 8 peppers. It's really not always consistent is what I'm trying to say. But this plant, I've been growing it now for 3 years, and this plant typically produces anywhere between, even on where I keep my plants on, where it's crowded out, it still would produce anywhere between 4 to 6 peppers, even under them conditions. If you grow this thing in direct sunlight, you easily get a dozen peppers off it, or more. Depends, depends on how much you dedicate time to growing it. If you're going to put a lot of time into growing it, a lot of fertilizer, really take care of it, yeah, the plant will probably put out even more than that. But I grow so many plants, I can't put that kind of energy into each plant. I have to really spread my energy out. So this plant generally does produce pretty well, even under adverse conditions, if you will, or non-favorable conditions for it. It'll still produce pretty well. So I definitely recommend this pepper for anybody who's looking for sweet peppers and they don't really want to grow ones that are going to be not so productive, like the pimentos, the sheep nose, Bulgarian rotund, or any of the rotund varieties. They're great peppers. It's just, again, they're not heavy producers. So that's about it for this pepper. I think we covered everything. There's no heat on it, and just a delicious, fantastic pepper to grow. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.